This is a brand new automation game, very early stages, but I'm very interested to see what this game has in store. This is Middenmoon, and the premise is fairly simple. We have been put in charge of excavating a trash planet. That's right. Yeah, obviously very early stages of development at the moment. However, what I see here I really, really like. Let me explain to you what's going on. We have got ourselves a hub here. We've got to supply some machines and some ice to this hub in order to progress. Sounds simple, sounds good so far. Excellent, great. We've got some ice over here. We have got some machine parts over here. We are going to be turning this trash into, ideally, something useful. There's also a couple of other sort of like resource nodes over there. Bio waste. We've got weapons, we've got canisters. We're going to be exploring all of this over the course of time. We've only got a couple of different buildings that we can place at the present moment. The most important one is the excavator, which is what we are going to be doing, mining stuff. However, this is where this game maybe takes a little bit of a turn that you might not expect. In order to power all of these, in order to power all of these excavators, we need to use some energy. And it's kind of funky how this works. So there are these little sources around the map. These are crystals, and what we need to do is we need to place a beam emitter onto this source here, and we need to effectively, there we go, look at that, we've spawned a red beam. We need to use the beam deflector to deflect in this orientation in order to operate the excavator. So the entire power system is with these like beam things. Now this is obviously just very early game stuff, but there is a whole bunch of other tech that we are going to unlock as we supply the required resources to the hub. Now, first things first, let's get ourselves a decent belt that will take resources to the hub over here. That's looking pretty darn good. And what do you need? You need a blue beam. Yeah, there are quite a few. Oh, that's quite convenient. There's a blue beam right over here. There's quite a few different types of beams. That's the wrong direction. We need to make sure that we reflect on the mirror. You can see we're reflecting on the mirror. We're going to reflect it up. The beam just needs to hit the extractor or the excavator, whatever it's called. It needs to hit it anywhere over its entire sort of surface area. As long as we hit it, it's good. Also, beams do not interfere with belts, which is really quite handy. Very, very good. However, this is where things get a little bit more complicated. And at the moment, it's not super complicated because we only need to supply two very basic resources. But what happens when the red beam and the blue beam decide to hit each other? Well, the red beam decides to carry on. I think it's because it was going straight before the blue beam got here. I don't know. But there is the opportunity to build a beam terminator if we want the blue beam per se to go ahead. Either way, oh, apparently the red beam just takes priority, perhaps at all times. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, we'll get to that later on. Boom, we have hit our first objective, and we've unlocked a couple of different brand new buildings. We unlocked a sorter and a splitter. We unlocked a dump, we unlocked a washer, and I think that's it. So, our next objective is to wash these machines. We need clean machines, which is actually quite easy to do. All we do is we build this brand new machine here. We have a little look at the recipes. We can say machine washing, weapon cleaning. We're after machine washing at the moment. It's going to be 1 ice plus 1 machine plus a green beam plus a second is going to give us a clean machine and also a little bit of dirt. Now, dirt is a bit of a funny resource, and in fact, I think we want to build the washer right over here for reasons which will become clear in just a second. Yeah, the reason that I want to build it over here and set the recipe accordingly is because we're going to need access to this son of a gun down here. This is the pit, and what we can do is we can place a dump, which is the opposite of an extractor. It's a filler, basically. We don't need to power it, but we just place it down there, and then anything that we don't want to deal with, i.e. the dirt that we're going to be getting as the sort of alternate output to the washer, we can dispatch down there. Now, do I need to supply... I don't think I need to supply the resources in... let's take There we go. I don't think I need to supply the resources in the appropriate inputs. I may be wrong about that, but I guess we'll see in just a second. I'll use one of my splitters as well, just to sort of demonstrate that that is the case. There we go. Inputs, inputs, and then outputs. We're going to bring them down this way. Is that going to... Do I need to drag them out that way? Oh, of course. Yeah, we need a green beam. Of course we do. Right, where do we want to get our green beam from? That's the real question. Well, we've got the opportunity to get a green emitter here, which I can do very comfortably, but we're going to have to do some finagling in order to get it up and around like so. I really like this sort of beam mechanic system. I think this is fantastic. What a great alternative to like power cables or pylons. I think it's really interesting. Now, the other thing that I want to do here is the reason that I've taken everything out on a single belt is because we can use this splitter. It's a splitter, but it's actually also a sorter. And we can say, hey, on the, what is this, the left output, I suppose? We can say, hey, we want to output dirt over to here, and then basically just build a belt all the way over to like here, and then just go straight down. Yeah, brilliant. I love how this whole system has got like a vertical line or a horizontal line so that you can sort of like plan things out. I think that's really, really cool. And then the complete machines, the complete washed machines, I should say, we will just punt over in that direction. Now, can I get excess machines moved over to the hub? I mean, I could. It's not really necessarily part of my goal, but I could add extra machines if I wanted to, but I don't have underground belts. I don't have any of that sort of fancy tech at the moment. We're very sort of basic. We're very sort of rudimentary stuff. Right. We're going to unlock recipes for canister cracking. We're also going to unlock the chemical plant, the beam brancher, and the beam combiner. Oh, okay. Now, there is this little... what is this? I guess color palette thing down here. This is how light works in physics or something. Just trying to think back to my earlier school years. Magenta, cyan, all of the, CYMK or whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying color words that I think actually mean something. Tell me in the comments what the heck I mean to be saying. I'm directionally thinking of like the color wheel, except not the color wheel. Anyway, I've chatted enough nonsense. Let's get this unlock done. Machine clean unlock sorted. Boom. Thank you very much. Fraudulin oil and thiotimoline solution. Why does it have to be so darn complicated? Why does that have to be so darn complicated? I don't know. Anyway, let's build a chemical plant just because I want to see what this is. Oh, it's literally just canister cracking plus a yellow beam. Ooh, okay, so yellow, if we have a little look, it's very hard to see probably for you down in the bottom right-hand corner, but I can tell you, green plus red is equal to yellow, at least in physics. I don't think that's how it works in color theory, but that's okay. Canister cracking, where am I going to get my ice from? I mean, it's got to be here, right? But we don't have underground belts, do we? No, we don't. There's ice over there, and that would require a blue beam. We've also got... Okay, actually, tell you what. There's a very, very easy way to fix this. Stop being an idiot, Potato, and start, like, thinking. Start thinking properly. There we go. Look at that. Literally just entirely rectified. We don't even necessarily need this washer. Now, there is, if I go into menu here, there is upgrades that we can get. Some of these things, I have absolutely no idea how to get them. They're obviously later game stuff. I don't know how late game. We'll obviously unlock things as we go. A sonic screwdriver. Cool. I love the idea of unlocking a sonic screwdriver. We can also see levels here. I don't know what this means. There's no real information on what it does. I imagine if it doesn't do anything at the moment, it will do something in the future. But for now, no idea. Oh, okay. This is interesting. So the canister extractor needs a cyan beam, which is blue plus green. Well, we got blue plus green over here. Let's see. Beam combiner, primary colors. So if I wanted to punt that into there, for example, am I correct in thinking that we would just have to do this, and then this, and then this, And then that's a cyan beam. Look at that. Look at that. That's very, very cool. I don't actually want to do this here. I want to split the beam. Yeah, I want to split the beams. Oh, that's so cool. I want to split the beam so that we can keep the good times going and keep the ice extractor on. I like this. I like this a lot. Is this not super cool? What a unique concept for a factory builder, eh? Anyway, extractor is on. Chemical plant, we need to do... we'll worry about how we're going to belt this in just a second. But, I mean, I don't know what our current objective is moving towards, but it better be underground belt. Belt launcher, belt catcher. It's good enough for me, video game. If there's not underground belts, I will absolutely take a belt launcher instead. Right, ice canister, give us the goods. Yes, please. Let's get a belt here. And let's take the canisters, disused canisters. That's very nice. We'll take a splitter, just a regular splitter, I think. There we go. I will say everything about this game feels pretty darn fluid. I'm really liking how it feels. I play a lot of sort of early stage factory builders, and this feels really good. It feels really responsive. It feels really good to place belts. I like it. I like it a lot. Right, a yellow beam. How do we make yellow? Yellow is red plus green. Well, we've got that there, and in fact, it will take a little bit of finagling, but I think we can do a split here, right? Yeah, so we basically want to split like this. That's fine. And then we will combine. In fact, actually, I could combine right here, and that would just be... We'd have to split right here, but that's okay. We can easily do that, and what do you know? We've got a yellow beam. The yellow beam can come down right there. Oh, look, cool. The chemical plant is doing some glitch effect thing. Anyway, what we do need to consider is how the heck we're going to belt this. Thankfully, I'm gonna do something that I would rather forget about in the future, but I'm just gonna do it so that we've got it. Also, I foresee a problem. There is a unintended waste output as part of this process. It is called sludge. Sludge, thankfully, we got a place for sludge. We got a place for... No. No. That's not what we want to do. For all my faults, I can't figure out how to pick resources up off the belt. There is technically, if I go into config here, there is technically, I think, flush selected removes items. It's F. It doesn't seem to work. So what I basically want to do is just make sure that I always set up a waste route before we actually figure out the main route, so that I don't have to manually remove belts and replace them. That's not really something that I want to do. So far, though, it's looking pretty darn good. It's looking pretty darn good. It's going to take us no time at all to get all of the required oil. Everything is coming in. Look at this lovely little sort of color system. Oh, it's looking so darn good. It's looking so darn good. And fluids 1 is about to be completed. We just need 2 more bits of Fraudolin oil and something else, whatever the heck it's called. There we go. Good. We've got a bunch of stuff. A belt thrower and a belt catcher. Brilliant. That is very, very nice indeed. What have we got up next? We've got to supply clean weapons and organic circuits. Well, clean weapons, removing that chemical plant there. Clean weapons are made in the washer. It's a case of adding weapons and the solution. And that will give us weapons and dirt. Okay, cool. And that requires a red beam as well, which we're already getting, and we've actually already got sort of an area over here for it. So let's see if we can maybe set up... a washer over here. Let's do that. Yep. Let's extract with the old green beam. And let's do a little branch, shall we? Perfect. Oh, I love this power system. I absolutely flippin' love this power system. How cool is this? Right. Let's punt weapons in, just as a sort of good first port of call. The solution, let's see if we can try and, I guess, branch off from here. I kind of want to maybe get a second thingy. Let's go here. There we go. You go up to the right, and that'll block off. Proof is in the pudding. Let's use the belt launcher. Simple. Simple. Belt catcher. Brilliant. I mean, it works exactly as you might imagine. It's an underground belt, or, well, an overground belt in this case. Works perfectly. Love it. Let's go up here. And then in. Yep, that looks good. Is that going to be enough? That's the real question. Is that going to be enough? Let's get a red beam to head on over here. Obviously, we need somewhere to punt the dirt. And can I just punt into this belt over here? I absolutely can. We can get a sorter there. We'll say, hey, dirt. Yep. And come down. Come down. And then washed weapons. Going to be working like an absolute treat. And you know what I can do? I can actually just combine them. On this belt. I mean, unless there's a capacity issue, which I don't think there will be, because there's plenty of belt space here. If there is a capacity issue, I will address that. We'll get ourselves a bespoke belt for weapons, or washed weapons, whatever they're called. But for now, completed products, let's just keep slamming them into the machine there. So that will be clean weapons. Organic circuits. How the heck does one make an organic circuit? Organic circuit recovery. Well, that seems to be the ticket. Ooh, it's fraudulent oil. Excellent. And bio-waste. Bio-waste is going to be extracted over here. Is there any other? There's a bio-waste facility over there, which I actually think is probably a little bit better for my needs. Will be a bit of a pain to get the beam across here. And that's a magenta beam that's going to be required. Magenta is going to be red plus blue. Well, actually, that's quite easy to do. Yeah. That's actually remarkably easy for us to do. I need to go there. I need to do that. You're going to continue going. Oh, yeah, we stopped you from actually working, so that's fine. So if I bring you out this way, and then I bring blue out this way as well. I mean, or we could just combine here into a magenta beam. That's maybe not the craziest idea in the world. What the heck? Let's do it. Right, magenta, easy peasy. Let's go. Let's bring it all the way over. We'll get a chemical washer in here. Why up here? I don't know. Why not, right? And then a cyan beam, which we are making for this. That presents an issue. I mean, we could always block this here. Get a... Oh, can I maybe block just a smidgen earlier? Because if I block just that little bit earlier, then there is a chance... Yes, look at that. I can split this beam to do... Okay, maybe that's an impossibility. Maybe... Actually, what about a chemical plant here? There's no rules against it. And, of course, because power lines, or power... What are these? Power lasers, I guess, don't interfere with belts. That's the wrong way, Potato, but good attempt. That will work. That will absolutely work. And this takes me very much into the area of where we will be expecting the Freudlin oil. Freudlin oil, that's the one. Where we can expect Freudlin oil to be in operation. So let's go and do this. Obviously, this feels like not a very permanent solution. That also is a bit visually weird. What do you output? You output dirt and sludge. Well, I'm going to have to capture dirt as well here. I don't think that we can have multiple... I don't think we can have multiple resources being selected. Yeah. So, nah. We let one bit go. That's always how it happens. There we go. Well, I'm going to have to just pick you up and then replace that. But yeah, for now, that's a decent enough solution. How are we doing for weapons? Not bad on weapons. Organic circuits, yep, fine. That's good. We've still got loads and loads of resources that are going in here. For what reason? I have no idea. but it's pretty darn sick nonetheless. I really don't like visually how this looks. Just the fact that it's lining up with the power. I mean, fine to look at, but I think just a little bit confusing for me. My poor little brain. And I'm sure it's nicer to look at like this. So yeah, we'll do that. This is looking already cool as heck. Right, let's get forward in time to when we can get all of these organic circuits counted for, spoken for. Weapons were already done. So yeah, literally, let's get organic circuits to 100. So what are we going to unlock when this completes in just a second? Well, it looks like a computer, a beam separator, a monorail tower, and something else that I didn't get to. I guess a warehouse. Cool. All right, AI candle. Holy cow, that's going to unlock about 1 million things. That's going to be big for us. Okay, so AI candle. How the heck do we make that? Presumably in the computing AI facility. It's going to require cleaned weapons, cleaned machines, and organic circuits. Well, thankfully, we've actually got all of those. And magenta beams, we've got them all already. Cool. What about a warehouse? The ability to store stuff? Okay. That's nice, I guess. Not that bothered. We've got a beam separator to separate secondary colors. Now, that's cool. So if I place this theoretically down here... Oh, look at that! Look at that! That is so good. That is so good. And we've also got a monorail tower to transport stuff. Oh, okay. I mean, visually, very interesting. How am I going to make this work? Yeah, so I need... Do I just punt? Oh, wow. So is this like basically a long-range sort of transportation network system, I guess? Okay, that's cool. I'll have a little play around with that in just a second. But for now, where do I want to put the computer? What did I say the computer needed? It was magenta. So we got the magenta beam over here. We've got the organic circuits coming down this way. They're basically going into there at the moment. We've got the weapons and the machines coming in over here. I mean, this area, I mean, we don't need these anymore. We absolutely don't need them. I'm sorry, we just don't. Let's just put this down over here and see if we can try and find... I mean, we can easily find the magenta beam. Need to zoom in to just absolutely make sure that I've got it in the right direction. Not like it matters, because there's no penalty for, you know, running the beam incorrectly. But there we go. That works perfectly. And then we just bring this belt over here. We just bring this belt up here. It's a little bit of a funky layout that I'm clearly going with here, but that's all right. That is everything that we require, right? There might be a balancing issue. Right. There will be a balancing issue. There most certainly will be a balancing issue. I would like to do... I mean, I want to keep this... Delete this entire operation there. I need to get this to come out this way, and then you know, just delete this entire thing. Delete this entire thing. I don't know if it'll be enough, but we'll certainly try. Down there. Down there. And that is better. That is better, but it will require a bit of splitification. And I've got to split it over here, because otherwise I will have forever issues. Dirt. We get a launcher. Good. We get a lander. Nope. Yep. Fine. And out here. No. There we go. Out here and up here. How's that? That looks better. That looks much better. And then don't do it on the beam, but that's fine. Right. How will that work? Is there enough of a good vibe? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. I also think, in hindsight, right? I think we can do better than this. I mean, we only need like 100 of these AI candles. But I'm thinking, why the heck not, like, actually try and do more? We might as well. And it's not going to be super challenging for us to set up a system that works. Because we can do... we can do this. Yep. And then we can have a lander here. Okay, so good. That works. That works quite well. And then we have another lander here. We have a splitter. We have a splitter that splits there. Good. And then we come down here. And then we split off there. This is slightly easier, in fact. Because we just do splitter here. And then this comes underneath. Or over the top. Or however it works. And then we have an output here, there, lander. This is not really designed to be replicatable, but you know what? We're just going to roll with it anyway. Nice. Output, quite comfortably. That should work, right? Have you got everything that you need? You've not got the beam. Incredible. And also, you've not got that. So, let's just divert the beam ever so slightly down a little bit. That works. This is definitely replicatable. This could be replicatable if I changed this to be a launcher instead. And now that would basically allow us to push all the way along here. That would be something that we could do. If indeed I wanted to. I mean, is there something to do with the monorail yet? Not really. Not really, I don't think. Do we have an appropriate quantity of all of the different types of resources? Yeah, I think we actually do. I think we've got everything. Now, there is a way that we can do blueprinting. If I go into config here, copy selected, left control C. I don't know how to select. Maybe that's not an ability that I've unlocked quite yet. Not sure. Not sure. It doesn't matter. I can just copy this. I can still pipette. Pipetting and copying, that's pretty good. That goes there. Great. Why the heck was that? What have you not got? You've not got a... What? Did I delete that? I didn't realize I deleted that. Anyway, come down here. Yep, we need to split, of course, which I did not do, but that's fine. Do that. This is going to be a problem, isn't it? If I try and split here, then you'll go onto the wrong belt. So, let's do something that I will almost certainly regret doing, and let's cheat a little bit. Let's cheat. Let's just not fill anything there. There might be the opportunity for us to just screw it. By the time that I actually get this all done, it'll be too darn long. Just get... Yeah, there we go. I've already finished the objective. I've already finished the flippin' objective. I've not even set the recipe for that sucker. Right, we're doing the AI training. What's it gonna mean? I don't know. We did unlock about a bazillion different things, which is cool. We like that. It's happening here. It's happening down at the bottom here. What have we got going on? Well, we've got a belt merger, which will allow us to prioritize stuff. Very technical terminology there. We've also got a belt loader. Load and unload stuff. Loaders will fill warehouses and monorail towers up to the chosen level. When unloading, they do the opposite. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so that's cool. Basically, monorails like trains in Factorio. Warehouses, pretty important. We need an AGI candle and a spice melange. Is that how you say it? I think it is. What have we unlocked? We've unlocked a disassembler. We've unlocked a classifier. And then we got a warehouse. Let's see what the classifier does. Crypto sorting. Okay. So I think this is going to allow us to take AI candle, fraudulent oil, and junk, plus 2 different types of beams. Oh yeah, apparently there is some undertone about the fact that we can maybe find a crypto wallet on this junk planet. I don't know why there's been a lot of games that have been using that as a sort of premise recently. We've also got machine breaking and smartware removal here. Wow. Okay, there's a lot of stuff. What do I need? I need an AGI candle and a spice melange. Well, how do I make the AGI candle? Not here. What about in a computer thingy? Supervised. Ah, AGI candle. Right. So you need AGI candle level 1. You need a proto-molecule cluster, a neutronium plate. What are these things? And a logic pool. Now, I mean, that sounds like an awful lot to think about, but I'm actually gonna change the order of operations around just a little bit here. Let's punt this over there. Let's get this coming through. We'll get AGI training. Where's the melange? Where's the melange? We don't see the melange anywhere. Right. Well, the AI candle, that's something that we can definitely do. And it's not easy to do, but because we've already, we've got it. But it's something at least, right? It's something at least. The weapons, cleaned weapons, we don't have enough throttle and oil. That's a problem for a future potato. For now, let's work through these pieces individually. It'd be really nice if I could, like, sort of, like, pin recipes up in the top right-hand corner. But look, again, early stages of development, I'm perfectly happy and willing to accept compromises in order to get to play a fun game this early, which is very cool. Right. I'm putting reference machines down here. So what we're looking for is a proto-molecule. That uses proto-molecules, but it's not it. None of these look like proto-molecules at all, although machine breaking is how we get neutronium plates. Okay, but we're not focusing on that. We're focusing on the proto-molecule. Aha! 40% chance of a proto-molecule from proto-molecule investigation. That's going to take an AI candle. Going to take bio-waste. A xenonite sheet. What the heck? Proto-molecule replication. Proto-molecule cluster. So yeah, there's only a 40% chance that we actually get a proto-molecule here. That's quite a low chance, to be honest. What about the washer? Yeah, the washer doesn't really give us jack, does it? Dirt, spice melange. Well, that's easy. AI candle, organic circuit, xenonite sheet, and dirt. That's actually very, very easy. In all, all things considered. All things considered, that's not too challenging. Right. What we really need to get, then, is these xenonite sheets. Xenonite sheets, smartware removal. Oh, but they're so good, though. That's such a high class type of item. Sonic screwdriver, improbability drive. There is so much stuff here. Yeah, neutronium plate, xenonite sheet. This is what we need. So we need an AI candle, we need machines, and we need fraudulent oil. Right. That's going to be... Look at this. Look at the complexity of this. Look at the complexity of this. Wow. Here's what I think we need to do. I'm not gonna build this here. What I want to do is I want to see, can we build a warehouse here? Yeah, and then build a loader into there, and then load up. Aha, look at that. So now we can stockpile 3,000 AI candles, which seems like a good idea to me. Then let's get an unloader, which again, we can set fill levels and all that sort of stuff later on. But for now, I just want to see, is this going to work? I want to see how far we can get down here. Right. Yep, let's go all this way. It looks like there's a bit of a conflict with the positioning of this monorail tower. And we can clearly go... I mean, how do I... We can clearly do some rotation, but it's not allowed in other cases. So, like, that's allowed. There's some mathematical design. Right, let's go down here. And then we get an offloader, right? I think we get an offloader. And then we go straight... Can we go straight into a warehouse? I guess let's see. So, how do I set your fill level relative to the target size. 0%. If we say 0%, it should move it out. Tower may still be used for general storage. Oh, and does it need to be circularized? That... Import towers... It may very well need to be circularized. AI candle? How about that? Does that work? We may need to go around in a circle. If we do, let me do that real quick. Right, I think this is how it should work. I've not quite figured out how the belt loading works yet, but we'll get to that in a little bit. I'm just using a regular belt for now, which is fine. We're just using the warehouse to store. There's not actually anything in the warehouse. We've moved it all into the monorail tower, and I've moved the warehouse around a little bit, which wastes a whole bunch of resources. But look, it doesn't particularly matter. The point is, I've set this monorail tower up as an export tower, so this will send cars to the import tower, which is currently over here. This is set up as the import tower. It is requesting AI candles. We can manually say, hey, send the car now, which is exactly what I'm going to do. And look at that. We have got a monorail which is going to travel right the way down to here, and it is going to get the resources that we require. I do have a loader here. Will that actually work to do what we need to do? See, I just don't understand loaders. The fill level. Up to the chosen level. Nope. Do I need to set an item filter? Is that what I need to do? No idea. Absolutely no idea. But if I just use a normal belt, that should work. Yep, that should work. And we are offloading the resources, and they are going into the warehouse, which is great. Good. I mean, happy days. So that's how the monorail system works. Definitely required for sort of like longer travel around here. Cool. Okay, so that's one very small piece of the jigsaw. AI candles, definitely good. Cleaned machines. I mean, we are making them here. I do want to get more. Now, unfortunately, I just can't figure out how to do the copy-paste system. I can't figure out how to sort of select things. So I'm going to have a little play around with that. Yeah, cut selected. Copy selected. Left shift. Aha! Now we're talking. I keep accidentally deleting a few different bits and bobs, but that's fine. Now, what I think I need to do here is I need to rearrange this a little bit. We definitely need a better system. You know, think Mindustry or Mindustry, whatever you want to call it. I need a system that I'm able to replicate and sort of have repeatable. And I think the crisscross variant would be just fine. I think I actually want to take it back and do something a little bit more sophisticated. But once I get a good blueprint or two in place... Aha! Oh, look, that's very handy. It automatically decides to jump for me. That's cool. So yeah, what I basically need to do is I need to get a blueprint in place that I can happily use and deploy. I love this little sort of connection thing. I think this is really cool. So this is where my ice is going to come from. There we go. Ice. Fantastic. And then you're going to do a split here. Actually, it'll need to be distanced a little bit, but it's fine. Come down here, in there. Then you'll do a split, and then you'll go into there. Perfect. Then you'll press on forward. I suppose I could have built this closer, but it doesn't particularly matter. You'll press on forward, and then we pipette this, the washer, and then we will do another iteration just to make sure that I've not misplayed my hand and actually I'm doing this. I could definitely have built this much more compactly. And to be fair, I mean, if I go copy, and then if we cut, hold on, if we cut this and then move it to here, yeah, I mean, that would actually work. I mean, it is fine. Can I can block that output. That's not the craziest idea in the world, is it? Because if I block that output, then I can have it go a little bit closer. To be fair, this doesn't even... Yeah, okay, let me redesign this, because this doesn't even necessarily need to be overly complicated. We will still need a launcher, but not really. Let me have a crack at this. Right, I've not actually made that many changes, but the point remains... That's what we're looking for, right? That is absolutely what we're looking for. It's a little bit tighter. And if I just do this, and we do Control-C, we paste, again and again and again. Now that does actually, very handily, copy the state of the belt splitter. It notes the blocked output there. That's really good. And the great thing is, of course, is that this is all powered by the green beam, which is exactly what we are after. Now, I didn't copy the output here, but I think the output should be fairly easy for us to just all put together on the same belt. Famous last words and whatnot, but that's okay. Do I want to do something with dirt? Potentially, but I think the answer that we crave with regards to dirt will not be dealt with now. All I think we want to do is punt this to here, and then, can we do this? We can absolutely do that. That is so sick. I love the flexibility here. I love the flexibility to jump this and then immediately take a right turn. I think that is super, super useful. So this is fine. Well, it's not fine. It'll definitely need to be expanded and compressed at the same time, which is a bit of an oxymoron, but, you know, that sums me up. Oxymoron. The point is, that looks good. That is a really good... That's a really good increase in the amount of machine learning... not machine learning, cleaned machines that we need. And we need the cleaned machines for this. We need the AI candles as well. The fraudulent oil... Yeah, I almost feel like the fraudulent oil is so miserably bad that we should maybe be doing it somewhere else. I mean, we've got the excavator over there with the cyan beam. That's the canisters. It's taking the canisters. I mean, there's canisters over here. Is that the closest canister deposit? I mean, there's the canister deposit over here, which I do want to take. I do want to do, but this seems much more useful. Ideally, I wanted something here. If there was something canister looking over there, that would be great. But alas, there is not. So I think we're just going to have to deal with... I think we're just going to have to deal with this. Yeah, so... That's now looking good. That's looking good. It might not be the craziest idea if we actually buffer this in a warehouse here. Yep. Just a normal belt is totally fine. Just means that we don't have to worry about anything else. We should also, I mean, looking at the sort of flow state of these things, do something very cheeky that, you know, if you're playing Factorio at home, you know, don't do, because you'll inevitably end up regretting it. What am I doing here? I'm storing dirt now as well. Oh, for goodness sake, Potato, you've really screwed the pooch on this one, haven't you? Well, there will be regret. There will be regrets. There will be regrets. Actually, pipette this belt splitter. Get that there. Does that copy? No, it doesn't copy. Weirdly, the dirt. But it's fine. Just jump and immediately take a right turn. That'll be fine. So I don't know how we get rid of the dirt in here. Probably just by doing this. Yes, that seems like a good plan. I don't love this. I don't love this at all. I think this is a temporary solution. Certainly the storage on the output is the temporary solution, but whatever. At least it's something for now. So that takes care of this, and now we just need to get fraudulent oil. Okay, let me take a little look at this system, see if I can change things around. I absolutely despise how this all looks. Let's rework it, and let's see what I can come up with. Right, I've reworked this very rapidly, actually, just using the blueprint, basically the core blueprint that I had from this setup over here. So that actually works out quite nicely. Now, I need to sort the output, because the output is not good. And I think basically 3 machines, right? I mean, it varies, obviously, because the canisters, and, you know, every resource takes a different amount of time to... Oh, hold up. Do I need to block you? I need to block you. Yeah, you need a cyan beam. It takes a varying amount of time to make each and every recipe, so, you know, we will need to be sort of mindful of that. I also feel, in hindsight, I probably can just cut, paste here. Yeah, like that's probably better. I mean, I don't have to condense it, but I think condensing it is the better thing to do, because then I can squeeze more of these facilities in here, which It's very easy to do, actually. Shockingly easy to do. Not going to be able to do it until I remove this and get all of this out of the way. The real issue is going to be, how do I handle all of the outputs here? What do I want to do? I mean, I've obviously decided to build it like this. This is where I require thiotimoline solution, which is okay. And then the other stuff, whatever it is, the ferrodylium oil is required up here. But I'm probably going to want to redo this area in due course anyway. So for now, let's just see if I can try and simplify to like 2 belts, I think. So we want to go to here, 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 and then basically just come along. And then is there a waste? The waistline, we're already sorting the waistline over there. I think I kind of want to do better than that, to be honest, though. Let's yoink this all out of the way. Yoink that all out of the way. And then I'm going to take the opportunity to do... Hold on. Control C. No, Shift. There we go. That's what I'm after. Build, build, build. Is this overkill? Almost certainly. But it will be worth it. Right. Yep. Sure. This feels very, very responsive. Very, very fluid. Also, if this is overkill, then I can always sort of like return to it and fix it in the future. But I need a good sort of like sorting setup. I need a good sorting setup that takes 2 belts as an input, because I want to have, by default, I want to have 2 belts as my sort of output for all of my production facilities. Why? I don't know. Just feels like something that I should be doing. Merging, prioritizing stuff, etc. Let's not do that. I mean, I think we do something like this, right? So we block this as the output. We block this as an output. Whoops. Any item. Yep, we block this as an output. Fine. And so the resources that we want to continue to carry on will just carry on. We will take sludge off here. We will take sludge off here. And then I will immediately... Can I do this? Is this an allowed maneuver? I hope that is an allowed maneuver, because if it is, that is unbelievably sick. Take that, and then just come down here, and then eventually we'll dispose of it. That can be dealt with in a little bit. But that's pretty darn cool. So then what about if I decide to... Oh, maybe I should test that first, actually. Yeah, this is going to cause some problems, but we'll do it anyway. Right, put that through there. Will the sludge output over here? It will not. It's a good thing that I decided to test that. Which means we're going to have to put... actually, can I do this here? Can I do this here and then put a collection point here? Will that work? That does actually seem to work. And what about if I split, just on a temporary basis, split that in there? That does work! Okay, so that is a really, really, really hyper-compact way that we can sort and basically filter onto one belt really, really quickly. Okay, that can be left there. That's fine. This is the core. This is the core of what we're after, right? And so if we are able to do this again, so we copy, paste that, we copy and paste and put it here, and then we copy and paste and put it here. The belt splitter on this occasion is going to take fraudulent oil. Yep, and you're going to take fraudulent oil as well. Is this all overcomplicating things? Maybe. Maybe. But you know what? I feel like the great thing about playing new factory builders is that you can kind of just, like, figure out how everything fits together. And that is a really great way that we can sort all of these resources that we need to sort. So, I would very much like to have a... You know what? Actually, let's have 3 warehouses. I will leave some space between them all for different types of resources. But for now, let's stockpile them. I mean, because I am certain that we will require sludge at some point soon. And I would like to have all of the resources spare when we do need them. So that's good. That's looking really, really good. I like that a lot. Are we going to be able to handle the capacity from a second belt? That's going to be the $1 million missing crypto question. Am I right? Good. Good. Okay. That's really good. That is really good. Here come the second belts. Or here come the second belt full of resources, I should say. This is great, by the way. We got plenty of room for expansion. This looks fine. It looks absolutely fine. It doesn't look like there is a single issue here. That is phenomenal. Do you know what I really want to do? Do you know what I really want to do? I just kind of want to say, hey, everything here, copy and paste. I really want to do that. I really want to do that. And you know what? I feel like, in fact, I can. Screw it. We're going to do it. Right. Let's punt this out to like here. And actually, you know what? I can just do... Yeah. That to there. Can I overbuild? If I remove those 3, we can overbuild. Great. And... There we go. Remove that. Remove that. And overbuild. Great. It's a little bit complicated right now, but it's fine. There we go. Some residual cornering issues, which really aren't the focus of what I'm trying to do here. But you know what? Corners are very important, and there's pretty much no reason why we shouldn't be, you know, having production happening whilst we're waiting for all of this to, you know, to occur. Right. Let's go here, here, copy, paste. Yep. And again. Kinda. Why the heck not, right? Resources don't cost anything. I mean, belts don't cost anything. We might as well. I mean, even if it's too much, which it undoubtedly will be for 2 belts. Like I am pretty solidly convinced that yeah, either the inputs or the outputs are going to start to have issues. But like, why the heck not? Why the heck not? I mean, and if there are issues, then all we need to do is just divert this belt onto the top belt here. And then we will have 2 full belts, eventually, of all of the resources that we could possibly need. Yeah, great. I mean, is it perfect? No. No, it's not. Could I have bespoke outputs for all of these different things? Yeah, I probably could. I could have like a... I mean, if I had like a loader or a... I mean, I don't think it works with regular belts and whatnot, but I could have a... Does the launcher work? No, launcher doesn't work. So we'd have to have the unloader. But if I had the unloader, then we could say, hey, filter item, only take sludge, only throw sludge across to the other side. Maybe that's the sort of more advanced... Maybe that's the more advanced operation that we'll eventually end up doing. But for now, I'm just going to settle for 2 full belts of everything that I could want. That is really, really nice. And obviously, half of this stuff isn't actually working. Because of course it's not. Block that there. We do need cyan beam up here, don't we? Yeah, that's what we call a slight annoyance. But that's okay. We're reworking everything anyway. So, I've been sidetracked, but it's a great place to be sidetracked because now we need the fraudulent oil, and we need the machines, and we need the AI candles. Okay, AI candles, that's going to need to get reworked as well. What the heck were you initially supplying? I don't know what was being supplied down here, but it's clearly gone. It's clearly gone awry. The magenta beam? Aha, it's the magenta beam. Okay, yeah, so that's actually quite an important... It turns out that's actually quite an important beam. That is, yeah, quite an important beam. We could probably redo it. Yeah, this is really funky. But I tell you what, it does work. It does work. Right, so, here's what I'm thinking next. I mean, I'm thinking, if I get, like... Oh, that's the wrong way around. If I get, like, multiple if I get multiple train stations here, right? Then we can come down. Okay, this is a very, very strange building system that I don't really understand, but I'm going to persevere with. Can I integrate this train system with my initial train network? We'll give that a shot. Sometimes you want to build the way that I want you to build, and other times you don't want to build the way that I want you to build. It's a really weird one. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm after. And then we want you to go up this way. And then down here. Now, are you going to be able to link up? You do link up. Oh, video game. Oh, well, that's very, very interesting. Okay, so that's kind of cool. So what we're, I guess, trying to do here is put together an assembly area for some of my advanced things. There we go. Come out this way. This is very interesting indeed. I was wrong to dismiss. There we go. I was wrong to dismiss the power of the monorail. I mean, to be fair, I don't think I ever actually dismissed it. I just sort of said it is a little bit funky to get working, and it's quite forgiving, but you need to make sure that you have the towers in the right sort of direction. Either way, what I've got here is I've got a tower per warehouse, which means that we can effectively deploy per tower to different locations, which is kind of cool. Also, this corner is very, very messed, but doesn't really matter. I'm also maybe I want to do a monorail. Maybe I want to do a monorail tower over here. I really don't hate that idea at all. I want to just do monorails now. This is great. This is really cool. There, link up over there. Look at that. Look at that. And then we can do a monorail over here, right? Monorail here to... like here? Yes. Over the warehouse. And in. Look at that. 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 Oh, that's great. That is great. So, if I want to, for example, over here, I want to build this setup over here. So we need a disassembler. Let's go through the process right now. We need a disassembler. Let's start with a single one. There we go. Yeah, disassembler right here. Maybe a little bit further away from the thingy, just to make sure. So we're gonna do machine braking down here. We're gonna need AI candle. We're gonna need machine and fraudulum oil. If I say you want to be import, we want to import fraudulum. We want to import AI candles. And we want to import machine parts. Cleaned machine parts, that is. Import items, great. So we can import them all there. And then do we just sort of straight up take... Actually, tell you what. If we get loaders here... I mean, I still haven't figured out how loaders work. But if we filter them so that we have AI candles. Filter them so that we've got whatever the other thing was. Fraudulum oil and then machine cleaned. Theoretically, right? We can take 3 belts down here of all of the resources that we need. And in an ideal world, once we've sort of sorted the production of the AI candles, we should be able to sort of automatically order whatever it is that we need. Now, I need to set these facilities up as... There we go. I need to set them up as an export item. Yeah, you need to be set up as an export item. So you will be able to just fill up with 300. That's good. Oh, and it just works. It works. I can't believe it. I actually can't believe it. That is fantastic. So you've requested the item that you require. The item that I've added here. We'll set... It's just doing it. It's doing it. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. You need to be set up as an export. Right? Yeah, you need to be set up as an export. You need to be set up as an export. And we'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do this. This will start filling immediately. We'll do this. We'll do this. This needs to be an export tower. We don't need it to be passive. As soon as you're full, the car... enable car logistics. We should see a dispatch down to here as well. I think. I hope. 600, maybe that's the requirement. Either way, I am absolutely... That's doing it! You're flipping doing it! I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay. Right. You do not need to be... You just be a passive tower for now. AI candles, yep, that is what we're after. So, I need to do a couple of different things. First of all, I need to fix this setup. This setup absolutely sucks hardcore at the moment. It's too big. It's too complicated. You know what? I'm just going to take a big old... just a big old delete. There we go. Big old delete to the entire thing. Obviously, we've still got the magenta beam here. That is super powerful. I don't really want to redo that if I can avoid it. So that's great. I also want to take a little look at what we've got going on over here, because this is not working for us and it's not good enough. Now, this belt was the one that was supplying our canister broken down, our thiothylamite solution, whatever the heck it is. But that's okay, because we now have the monorail, and I flippin' love monorails. I'm a convert. You see? I'm a convert. It's very cool. Right. We're gonna take something. We're gonna take a copied blueprint. In fact, it's the same. It's not the same. It is the same building. I was gonna say, that's even better. We can just literally yoink this and put this in here. That is not actually perfect because it's the wrong way around, because we're supplying from here. But if I copy paste and then do, or copy cut I should say, then do this, obviously going to have to change to weapon cleansing, which is fine. But we do that, and then all that we need to supply is the resources in here. And you know what? I think I can actually do better than this. I think we can just move this back. Move this back to there. Brilliant. And come in there. Fantastic. That's looking pretty darn good. Now, how are we going to supply the thiothylamine solution? I bet you there's about 1 billion people in the comments that are cringing every time I say that. Honestly, I'm with you. I'm cringing every time I say it out loud. But do I actually care? No, because I'm too excited. I'm actually far too excited. So, thiothylamide. Is that... I don't know if that's how you say it. I actually just don't care. Right. This is going to go... This is going to go to, like, here. It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It's absolutely dreamy. So flippin' perfect. Right. Let's get another one here. And I can't reintegrate. I can't reintegrate over here, but what I can do is I can have a route that comes back this way. Line it up. And just punt it in there. Look at that. Golden. Then we set this as an import. We set the item as thiothylamite. And do I want a warehouse here? Probably not. I think we'll just kind of chance it without a warehouse. But we've got space if we want to add a warehouse later on. And we should probably see I was going to say a couple of trucks already being dispatched. It does take a little bit of time, but I'm quite happy just to sort of see that happen, because 600 is a lot, and we can adjust the amount that we want. So yeah, I think 600 is what we're going to be working with. That's so good. This is so good. I'm having an absolute whale of a time here. This is fantastic. Right, so on the output, how are we going to handle the output? Because of course there is going to be a dirt. There's going to be a dirt component of that. Well, it's a good darn thing that we already have a splitter component that we will be able to deploy, I think, like here, probably? Yeah, I think there. Obviously, we want to make sure that this is splitting off dirt instead of anything else. And then you need to be splitting off... I mean, actually, we don't even need a secondary splitter because there's only... Yeah, we actually only need one component. My bad. Doesn't matter. Here we go. Delete all that. We just literally need one branch. And then... I guess... Do we want all these to be on the same belt? Yeah, let's put all of these on the same belt. Put all of this on the outer belt. And then we will have an inner belt for the next 5 machines. Why 5? Why not? Why not? Good. So, warehouse here. Yep, we're going to warehouse the dirt, at least for now. That should be fine. And I think I actually also want to warehouse the weapon parts. Yeah, because, I mean, we're going to... I mean, do I want to warehouse the weapon parts? There's no real disadvantage to warehousing it up here. But the real question will be whether or not we want to move the resources to where they're going by truck, or by train, I suppose, or by belt. How's that looking? That's not looking too bad. That's looking good. I've kind of overbuilt, but it's fine. And then a whole bunch of extra belt here. We can't sustain, we very much cannot sustain all of these buildings with the level of inputs that we have. We just can't. But that's okay. It doesn't really matter. The speed of the belts is too low, the capacity of the belts is too low. And you need to go this way as well. Nice. Would you look at that? This works like an absolute flippin' dream. Very, very cool. We got cleaned weapons there. That's great. So, next thing that we need to do. This is feeling so efficient. It's feeling so efficient. It's feeling so flippin' organized. I am having an absolute whale of a time. This is great, great fun. If you haven't already wishlisted this game, through my sheer enthusiastic power alone, get on that. Fix it, folks. Fix it. This is so good. Right, so what we need to do next is use the magenta beam that we've got coming through here in order to combine weapons, machine components, and organic circuits. Now, organic circuits, I kind of... not dreading dealing with this, but yeah, we're gonna have to address this at some point. There is, unfortunately, no way around it. Is this the best place for it, though? I think the answer to that is no. I mean, we do have the cyan beam, which I really do... We don't have, like, a beam... we got a beam brancher, but that's not good enough. Yeah. The bio-waste is there. We need this scion beam, and the scion beam is kind of contained in... It's kind of contained in this area, although it doesn't necessarily need to actually exist here. We could always combine it, or add it, or do something later on. Yeah, because it's blue and green, and we've got... Is there no other green sources? There's a green source all the way up there, but the green sources travel forever, so it's not like it's necessarily a problem. You know what I'm going to do? Because I'm enjoying this so much. Bio-waste? Yeah, let's get a bio-waste. Let's link it up to our network here. Little fiddly, but it'll be worthwhile. If we get this sorted, it will be worthwhile. Can we come down here? You'll go there. Nice. Cool. Do I care about the fact that it's a little bit squint? No, I'm not actually that bothered. That looks good, and we'll bring another... I don't even know if I actually need to circularize this, to be honest, but I feel like it's the right thing to do. Yep. I feel like it's the right thing to do just because it's a monorail and it kind of looks cool anyway. Go, and then there. That was remarkably easy. That is a truly janky corner, but that's fine. Sludge, yeah, we should maybe be doing something with the sludge, to be honest. You know what we can do, though? You know what's really cool? We can just say, and it's probably want to warehouse this here as well. We can just say, hey, let's have import items. We'll request thousands and thousands of tons of sludge. Can we adjust this? Priority, drop, sludge. No, we can just have... Okay, we can't adjust the number, but that's fine. There will be cars and cars and cars of sludge that will be deployed every time we hit whatever the required amount is. There we go. Look at that. Loads of sludge. Brilliant. And then you come there. Fantastic. And it doesn't look... Send cars only to towers of the same group. Yeah, I don't know how I can increase the number of cars that I've got. 2 cars that are on the way. Can I increase that? Allow... Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, let's allow 4. So that means that we can have 4 cars. Ah, okay. That means we can have 4 cars in the rotation at a time, which means that we can queue them up so that they end up dealing with more resources. That's really quite cool. Okay, at the moment, we're just going to bin all of this. We're just going to dump it. There's no real value to sort of keeping the sludge. I just need the other stuff. The fraudulent oil is really what I'm after. So that's good. Now, this is it. Yeah, so we don't have this on the network yet, but let's add a tower up here. Should be easy enough to build. I've gone from a complete non-interest in building these towers to being suddenly unbelievably interested. Okay, come down here. Can we squeeze that in? Oh, we absolutely can. That's juicy, but it's good. You can get removed, and yeah, I know I'm potentially wasting productive capacity, but I mean, I really don't care. Who cares when we have so much production here? Right. Dirt also needs to be linked up to the supply chain. And you can come... Ooh, this is a bit nasty, isn't it? Yeah. There we go. That's a bit better. And then what about just taking a little branch off here? Yeah, I can't believe this is allowed. I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, it's a little bit too tight there. But if I take this back and then branch that out to there and then that into there, it looks unbelievably unprofessional. Doesn't matter, though. Doesn't matter at all, because all we need to do is get the dirt set up, make sure that it's an export station, make sure we've got this doing importations of dirt as well. We've already got the queue of 4, so that means that we can have 4 or up to 4 dirt trucks available at the same time. This is an automatic empire. Look at this. It's all working. I'm not even... It's just working. Right. Magenta, what am I talking about? Magenta is the beam that we need. I mean, maybe here. Maybe this is where we build what we're after. Yeah, I think we're going to do this. Let me do Control C. And then I will move the magenta down a little bit. So let's actually move it down just to, like, here. I think that's good. Does that interfere with anything? I don't think it does. So that's excellent. Let's go back to Control V. And then let's get some computer stations in here. And now we need weapons, we need machines, and we need organic circuits. Oh, yeah. Flip. I forgot about the organic circuits. What did we require for the organic circuits? I can't remember. It's here, isn't it? Yeah, organic circuit recovery. It's the fraudulent oil. Maybe I just make it over here? I think that might be what I do. Alternatively, like over here, somewhere like that. I mean, we need a cyan beam. Cyan beam is, yeah, as I say, very annoyingly in the center there. Is there a green beam source down here somewhere? No. There's a green beam source up there. But I suppose we could always use this green beam source. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to ship them from... There we go. There we go. There we go. Make sure this is a export station. Yep. Bio-waste. Perfect. That will sort us right out. Then this will be an import of bio-waste and fraudulent oil. Bio-waste. The fraudulent oil, I realize, is coming from there, so it's going to go round in a little circle, but I don't actually care that much, to be honest. I'm quite happy just to have that happening. How's this looking, by the way? This is looking so darn good. This is looking so darn good. So, we need export of one resource. We need export of other resource. This will be fraudulent oil. I know, by the way, each time I say it, it's not the right way of saying it. Fraudulent oil? Who cares? I mean, honestly, who cares? Bio-waste, great. Amazing. oil, bio-waste should be... I presume it's arriving soon. Yep. There's a bunch arriving soon. If we need to get more, then we can get more in the future. And then... What did I say it was? Was it chemical? Organic circuit recovery. Yeah, it was chemical. Canister cracking. Yeah, we've got this process over here, which is actually very similar to what we are after. So I'm just going to yoink this, and put that down there. I realize, of course, all of these recipes are going to be incorrect, which I will change manually. Organic. Yep, good. Enough time. Can't be bothered anymore. Great. Then, you're going to come this way. And you're going to go down there. You're going to come down this way. And you're going to go down there. And that's everything that we need, with the exception of the beam. The output is what we're going to deal with next. But I want to get the beam sorted first. So the beam is cyan. Cyan is blue and green. That's actually... Why did I even worry about this, to be honest? This is not even a slight concern. So we just go here. So we branch the green. The blue. The magenta... Actually, this is handy, because the magenta can now be stopped here, because we don't actually need it. Let's yoink the blue beam here. Yep, and then we'll just combine here into cyan. We'll do a quick little rework, and then that will immediately start everything going. Nice. And then, just because I'm an absolute glutton, I am going to copy this unworkable, horrific setup that doesn't actually do anything, but does mean that I don't have to design a new setup, and we're just going to deal with... That's just going to be it. That's just going to be it. Right. So then over here at the bottom, I need to do... Is this all the production that I'm going to want? Yeah, it's probably good enough. I'm going to go... Shift, copy, paste, and then over here... Can I mirror? I don't know what the hotkey for... I don't know what the hotkey for mirroring is. Hold on. Is that even an option? Cycle variant? No. Maybe mirroring's not an option. Doesn't look like it is. Well, do I care? No, not at all. Not at all. And actually, this is already slightly configured for what we're after. You need to instead sort dirt. Yep, and then you need to sort dirt over to here as well. Great. And then this doesn't actually need to sort anything. It can just deal with the rest, so to speak. And then warehouse that, and then more perhaps importantly, we will warehouse the output of this. Make sure that we get rid of the rogue dirt that slipped through the net, and just come down like so. I can't believe it, but I actually like this setup a heck of a lot. That is really, really good. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to order all of the items, and I actually think by setting it up like this, I have made my life so much easier. Machines, organic, weapons. Machines, organic, weapons. Good. That's it. That's all that we need. That is all that we need. I mean, sure, we need a sort of distribution system, but the distribution system is... no, it's not easy, but it will need to be designed, not from scratch, because we've already got this set up, which does work and can be adapted, but we will need to have a system that adds a third. Let's do that in there. Yeah, this should be easy enough, because this is compact enough to work. So if I do that, and then that in there, yeah, that will work perfectly. And then we just put a splitter here. Yep. Nope. Close, but no biscuit. There. And And that's our 3 inputs. So that's our 3 input operation. It is horrifically simple, in fact. And if I just delete that there and add 2 bits of extra belt on here for continuity, and then copy paste this, that will give us a whole nice sort of like little modular setup. Perfect. Machine circuits, organic circuits. Have I set this up? No, I haven't, and I might not have set up the machine circuits either. Why is this not coming through? Ah, it's not coming through because apparently we have not... there we go. 5 cars. Sure. Should be a bit better. So we should have no continuity issues there. That should be perfect. This is great. Are we getting weapons delivered? No, we are not, because you are not set up as an export station. But that will immediately get resolved if we do that. Look at this. Look at this. It's working. It's working. I'm going to increase the queuing number as well up to 4 here, just so that we can always have a pretty consistent supply. There might be a little bit of a backlog before it learns to take effect, but who cares? Doesn't matter. Right, cut this, adjust it ever so slightly, and then paste a few... can I undo that? No, undo is not a thing in this game. It's alright, though. Just because that needs to get changed ever so slightly. That's... okay, I'm just... whatever. Doesn't matter. I can fix that bit manually. Right. This is good. This is good. So this is like a generic splitter. It doesn't actually split anything. It doesn't split anything too much. So let's get 3 outputs. Yep, you're not going to filter... you can filter machine components. That's fine. You'll filter organic circuits. And we will come down. Down. I have clearly got an issue here. Ah, yeah, we don't have the organic circuits. That's why nothing's happening. And then you will filter weapons. You will filter organic circuits. Is that good enough? I think that should be good enough. Right. And then as soon as we clear a little bit of a backlog here, we should have no issues getting this whole system working. There we go. You will now unload. That's great. And then... aha, we've not seen a backlog yet. That's a bit of an issue. It's making a very compelling case as to why we should buffer here. Or have slightly fewer... yeah, have slightly fewer cars in the queue. But whatever. Doesn't matter. Because we sorted it. Right. What's the issue here? 0%? That's what we need. 0% and 0%. I do maybe want to change that on the other stations because I've just kind of left that at default. So yeah, see, we leave that at 0%. That will allow us to get more out of here, which is kind of what's important. But at least it allows us to filter, which is kind of useful. There's a little bit of a backlog here, but that's okay. And I think we now need to just sort the output. I mean, the output is literally just an AI candle, so I can quite comfortably just do this horrific little setup over to here. Yep. And then into a big old warehouse. That's good enough. And then look at that. Immediately into a tower, which will now become our export tower for AI candles. Oh, it's so darned good. It is so darn good. What is your issue? You do not have a off belt. Is that the case for... is it the case for over here too? No. Apparently I just set it up in an awkward position. Either way, it's working. It's absolutely working. You're at 0%, you're at 0%, you're at 0%. Great. We do still have an absolute abundance of machine components, but that's fine. I'm very much okay with that. What's kind of ironic, though, is I feel like I may have significantly undercooked how many of these things I will need. Because we can definitely handle very, very large quantities. I mean, I'm running out of weapons here. And also, how many... what's the... it's a 1-to-1-to-1 ratio, so we shouldn't really have any issues. I mean, if I increase the cars in the queue here, Yeah, we shouldn't really have any problems. What I think I'm gonna do in hindsight, I think I actually am just gonna cut this entire area. Not forever, don't worry. But I think I want to do this. Yeah, and then this. I would like... sure. You know what? Just, I can't be bothered. It's gonna look weird with a gap in the middle there, but I don't care. Yeah, this will solve a couple of issues. First and foremost, it will solve the issue of having too many of these machine parts, and if we just have bigger systems, then it will take longer to filter through. This is the output system here is going to be absolutely horrific. It's going to be terrible. There we go. You're coming through now. You're coming through. Where's our organic components? Why are they not being produced? What the heck? Why is the bio-waste not coming through? Ah, because fraudulent oil is coming through in too large of a quantity. But that should not be the case. I mean, I will buffer this here. There we go. Is that unloading? Is that unloading fraudulent oil? What's the issue here? Drop this car. Reduce the queue. There we go. Yeah, so clearly a little bit of reworking needs to be done. Probably best to buffer on both ends. Yeah, almost certainly so, actually. Yeah. That's probably a better policy. Maybe move the beam deflector out of here just to sort of be on the safe side. There we go. Just to be on the safe side so that we can buffer this slightly more closely. There we go. Nice. Buffer it slightly more closely, and then have a bit of a backlog in both cases, because we do need the organic components and we need them in quite large quantities as well. Should I be buffering this here? I feel like that's maybe a bit of a... I mean, it's a good idea. It feels like a good idea. Right, let me rework this area so that I buffer everything. I just feel like it's such an important process that we really should take extra spatial care, attention to make sure that it always is working. All right, buffered, looking better, looking good at least. It's fine. Maybe we want to get more resources in play. I'm not sure, but whatever. It doesn't matter. At least it's working for now. That is the main thing. Organic circuits. We're waiting for a few more organic circuits. Let's just get the outputs. Flawed though this system may be, let's just get the outputs to come into here. There we go, and come into here as well. That's not good enough. Yeah, so this is not a great belt. I feel like it's not a good belt at all, but it does work, and that is the main thing, right? That is the main thing, or at least it will work once I deflect the magenta beam in the correct direction. There we go. Happy days. Everything is working. We will have loads and loads of these AI candle things coming out here. What the heck is an AI candle? Do you think I know? I have no idea whatsoever. I don't particularly care. This is balanced so horrifically. I mean, just horrifically. To be honest, I feel like I should just delete this and then redo all these lower ones onto that second belt. It's not even, is it? There we go. Cool. So, that's at least a little bit better. That's 2 half full belts. We could maybe even squeeze everything onto a single full belt, but, I mean, it doesn't particularly matter. This is looking great. We've got bio-waste that is waiting to get through. Yeah, there's a bit of a delay here, but that's alright. I'm going to reduce the number of cars that we have in the queue, just because I think that it feels right. This is... Circuit warehouse is looking fine, but we still don't have enough circuit production, honestly. This is less than ideal. And it's because my output system is truly horrific. Yeah, the fact that we're merging everything onto a single belt is just not good. It's just not a good solution. I mean, what we really need is not what I'm about to do, which May look like it's going to give us more production, but it actually won't. I mean, it might give us a little bit of extra production because there's a few sort of spaces free on this belt. But what I really need is a bespoke sorting system that comes out of the back of each and every one of these chemical plants. So we have a system, you know, where we have a, well, I guess a splitter, maybe, or a loader, whatever it is. We have a splitter, we have a loader at the back of each of these things, and one of them sort of splits off to the warehouse that gives... you know what? Let me go and design this. Let me, It's not challenging to do. But if I sort of take this as an example, we can take a splitter here, and a splitter here. You will do blocked output, and we will only allow... organic circuits to come through here. That's fine. And then dirt, sludge, sludge, block outputs, and then dirt, block outputs, block output. So that is basically what we need. And then we need a reverse, basically a reverse of this setup right here, which I will just do now for an example. So this is basically what we need, right? We need a system like this, which has everything coming through, but it has everything coming through on different lines. Is that what I want to do? I mean, look, we've now got issues with our sludge. It's great. Just what I always wanted. Although this is a great opportunity, perhaps, to redo this entire area, which I know I just built. I know. I just built it. But it's fine. All I need is this bit. Copy. We paste. That works. It's so gratifying to see that it actually does work. That is really quite cool. Yeah. And that. And then ditch all this here. I was deleting everything there. Nice. So that will actually work. That is about 1 billion times better. Remove the sludge, remove this. Now we actually don't need this stupid sorting system because I've dealt with it at source. I dealt with the issue at source rather than at destination, which is almost certainly the better thing to do. We will, for now, just return to our old habits of just buffering all of the waste resources. I mean, I say they're waste resources. They're not necessarily waste resources. They're waste resources right now. They're not waste resources forever. We're definitely going to be able to do something with them at some point in the future. But for now, there we go. That's going to be a full belt of organic resources. Yeah, do I care about that? Yeah, I mean, there's some that are probably not going to be able to get rid of their outputs as quickly as perhaps I would like, but that's okay. Whatever, it is what it is. Right, so that's going to be the organic. That's going to be the organic resources. They're going to be coming through to here. Looks like we're already at capacity here, which is not good, of our machines and our weapons. But hey, it's fine. Right, I feel like I've been distracted for too long by these things. Right, now I need to get this disassembler working. This is going to give me the zeonite sheet. Wow, I can't believe, by the way, that it took us that long to get all of that stuff in order. However, what I will say is that each and every part of this process is now compartmentalized, which means I can order resources through the monorail system literally whenever it is required. That being said, did I learn any lessons during that process? Yes, I did. And the fact of the matter is, I really do want to buffer the 3 resources that we are going to have here. I think it's just safer to do. We're almost certainly going to run into some production issues at some point. Let's just be on the safe side. Plus, we want to make sure that we've got a decent sorting system in place. So, this is a disassembler. Is it the same size as our 3 input over here? Yeah, it kind of is. Is there any output? Is there any waste output? There's 4. Wow, okay, so what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to use the lessons that we've learned. Look at this. We're going to need to use the lessons that we've learned in order to make this computer setup, right? Oh, it's actually slightly bigger. That's okay. That's okay. So we're going to go down. Yeah, we're going to go down to there. We're going to delete this. We're going to delete that and move it to here. So there are only 3 inputs. Yeah, AI candles, machines, fraudulent, whatever, etc. We're going to extend this by 1. Then there are 4 outputs, believe it or not. I'd rather not believe it, to be honest. Are you serious? Drop car. Where the heck is the bio-waste? The bio-waste is stuck in transit, isn't it? Yeah, it absolutely is. Delete, redo. Yeah, it will, I think this will eventually end up, I think this will eventually end up working. We just need to get more bio-waste. We've got 3, priority queue of 3, so that's fine. Yeah, eventually it'll end up sort of coming good. We just need to do it. Why is this not working? This is not working because we disconnected the dump. So now I'm not building any machine parts. Great, love to see it. Does that even go in? I mean, literally not. Okay, that's better. This is one of my least sophisticated setups now. But it is still working, and it does, I think, honestly, probably provide more than enough resources. It's all the other stuff that is slightly more complicated now. Anyway, the point is, we get loads of candles. That's good. It's great. Getting loads and loads of candles coming through here. Loads and loads of oil. Right, where was I? I was taking the output system here that we had. Yep. So, this is not going to be the perfect output system, because we're going to need another one. That is perfect. And also, we need to make sure that we remap the inputs. The belt splitter, this is a generic belt splitter, so it won't actually matter. But we need to make sure that we remap the outputs accordingly for this. That's going to go there. Let's just get the basics in play. That goes there. That's the output. And then that will come along there. And then fill in all of the gaps here. And that gives us a pretty decent system. Make sure that I'm blocking off the outputs at both sides here. That's nice. And then what do we want? So output number 1 will be xenonite sheet. Finally, after all that time. Flippin' love this, though. Neutronium plate. Yep. Good. It is junk and space melange. Junk and space melange. What the heck is space melange? I have no idea at all. But that's a pretty darn good looking blueprint, if I do indeed say so myself. I mean, we could compress it slightly if we wanted to. I might do that in the future. But for now, I think this is okay. I mean, we're not limited. We're not suffering on space, are we? And look, because I blocked this all out, we have no issues with 2 splitters being next to one another. That's great. That's really, really, really good. So, next is the cyan and the magenta beam. Wait, what? Are you kidding me? Let's just pretend. Let's pretend together. Let's all pretend together really, really hard that was planned. That is... I cannot believe how easy that is. I cannot believe that. It's like the stars aligned. I mean, the beams were already pointing in the right direction, for goodness sake. That is crazy. That's bonkers. Right. Well, that took a lot less time than I initially anticipated. Okay, good. Let's do it. Let's do it. Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, sure, fine, whatever. And down here. Great. Oh. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. AI candles are going in there. The disassemblers are going to do their disassembly thing. Whatever that may be. Warehouse is looking fine. How's this area looking? Looking a lot more secure now. Yet no backlog in terms of traffic there. That's just perfect, to be honest. That's really good. We got the appropriate amount of resources coming through here. A little bit low on the old bio-waste. But that's fine. What can I say? It's working. It's absolutely working. This is good. This is really, really good. Oh, fantastic. So, what do we do with the outputs here? Well, you'll never guess. You'll never guess, folks. You'll absolutely never guess. We're going to buffer them, and then we're going to put them, or add them, I should say. Not there, though. That's a bad place to do it, because I feel like I'm going to want to get more of this. I'm going to want to get more of this system. What the heck is that? That's more bio-waste. Okay. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. I almost feel like this is going to be... I feel like this is going to become an issue in short order as well. I feel like maybe I should have built in more of these machines. Ugh, you know what? I can always copy and paste, and we can always deal with it quite easily. Right, so the space melange, we've actually got some of that. How much do we need in order to... We only need 100. So that will happen very, very quickly. Even if there is only a 12% chance that we get a single space melange or whatever it's called. Also, how's my production over here looking now? Not so hot, to be honest with you. Not so hot. It's looking pretty bad, actually. I mean, can I get a secondary belt coming out of here? Would that work? No, not really. Not really. It's... Yeah, we're going to have issues with ice production. We do have ice production over here, which we could add to this area. I can't believe it. We're actually, after all that, we've run out of the the one component that I started all of this with. Flipping the cleaned machines. Anyway. Right. Do I want to rework clean machines? I mean, it wouldn't really take that long. It does look a little bit chaotic right now, to be honest, but I could tidy this up in like 30 seconds. So yeah, I'll go and do that. You know what I've decided to do? I've decided I actually don't like this process being here. I've copy and pasted it all up to the top. It is going to be, well, I mean, it's not going to be an issue, to be honest, to get sorted out. I'm going to just very easily and quickly rework the machine input here. Yep, that's good. And then also rework a brand new ice source, which we are going to have to sort out the beams for. But, I mean, if that's the biggest issue that we're going to have, then that's fine. Very simple. This is such a simple process, all things considered. We need a blue beam. The magenta beam is unfortunately there already. I think what we want to do... And you need a green beam. How do I feel about just building new beams? I actually feel quite good about that. Right. Green beam. Blue beam. Right. So. The blue beam is going to have to go around. Fine. What? Did that? Oh, that did something weird. Yeah, we need it to stop right here. Otherwise our entire operation just crumbles. It's a pretty sketchy operation when you think about it for more than a millisecond. It's fine though. Excavator ice every 5 seconds, whereas your ice every 6 seconds. Or 6 ice per second versus 5 per second, sorry. Okay, so this is a slightly less good ice source. And this machine gives us 7. Okay, that's fine. The good news is, I've learned from my mistakes before. We're not gonna handle this like so. We're gonna have bespoke outputs. We actually only need 2 of these. Dirt, sludge, and then this is machine clean. Yeah, you know what? Fine. We'll just leave it with like 3. It's okay. It's okay. Doesn't matter. Right. How's that look? That looks not too bad. And then we basically just want to copy and paste this entire, this entire operation, and duplicate it. And then I think we'll just leave it there, because if I moved it any further, we'd have to do some shenanigans with the beam. We'll buffer you there. We'll buffer this here. Am I going to be able to constrain all of these components onto a single belt? No, probably not. But I tell you what we can do. I could always put... That's such a good idea. I could always put the secondary... I could always use that secondary belt that we've got just sitting around doing absolutely nothing. Could make that into a backup belt. How cool is that? That would work. At least it would be some additional capacity, right? Yeah. The other issue that we might have is dirt. But to be honest, that's quite an easy fix because all we do is take this up and turn it into another belt over here. Not to mention the fact that we don't actually have enough ice anyway, so it doesn't even really matter. That's fine. This area can now be trashed. We need to figure out... I really don't like what I'm about to do here. I need... Because this area is really, really quite heavily congested anyway. So I feel like I'm doing a bad thing by adding more busyness to it. It's fine, though. It's fine. We'll deal with it. Right, down here. Down here. I think I'll maybe take... I'll do that, but then I also think I will do this, and we'll do like a secondary, like a little bypass loop, if that's possible. It's very possible. So now we don't have to end up congesting this loop unnecessarily, which will almost certainly save our bacon at some point in the future. Right, that goes into there. Very simply, toggle it on to an export terminal, and that will be fine. Ice, of which we have a little bit. I am happy with this, but I do need more ice. I definitely need more ice. Let's do an ugly thing. I'm gonna leave this here, by the way, just because I feel like, you know, we shouldn't forget our roots. Shows what we've learned, right? It's character building or something. So there we go. Bring that up here. Bring that up here, and then just put this right onto the existing belt. It might not be a huge amount of supply, but it'll be a little bit extra, and that's what kind of matters, I feel. This looks so darn good. This is great. This is really, really cool. Also, I'm now realizing I could go back and design a sort of bespoke system like I have with this setup, but I feel like I don't want to do that. I feel like I don't want to do that at all. So, dirt, sludge, yep, both of those are in absolute abundance over here, and we need to get them dumped. And you know what? There's a pit right there, so why the heck am I gonna mess with... Why the heck am I gonna mess with that? I should just build straight down and into the pit. Great. I need to stop, like, over-engineering, like, basically everything. I mean, sludge will become useful at some point, right? But that some point is not now. Is that even gonna work? I feel like the answer is no. Yeah, sludge is not useful right now. It will be useful at some point in the future. Let's not go crazy about this. Let's not go crazy about it. We don't need to go crazy about it. It's fine. Okay, good. Supplies are going to be supplied. We're going to drop this car from here. We're going to drop the next car as well. And that'll give us some more machine circuits. And then that will all come through. Great. And then this is all going to be working accordingly. It's great. Don't look too bad if I do indeed say so myself. That looks great. Okay, so spice melange we've sorted. AGI candle. After all this flippin' time, AGI candle. How do we get the AGI candle? Is it the classifier? No. Chemical recipe? No. Where is it? Is it computing? I think it's computing, isn't it? I think it's computing. AGI candle. Yes, AGI candle we've got, or sorry, AI candle we've got, neutronium plate we've got, logic pool, and a proto-molecule cluster. What the heck? What the heck? What the heck? Yeah. I just can't believe how much stuff there is. I mean, there's too much stuff. Okay, cyan and magenta. That's actually what we've got here already. So, logic pool. How the heck do I make a logic pool? I'm going to set that as this so that I can reference it. And then a logic pool. Okay, so the logic pool is AI candle. Oh, this is easy. This is very easy. This is very easy. So, smartware removal. We've already got all of these things, and we've done them all already, so they're all like modularized already, which is fantastic. It's mostly just going to be the colored beams that become the problem. But clean weapons, fraudulent oil, and weapons clean, and AI candles, whatever. I can't remember what I've said. I'm slightly losing it, but that's okay. The point is that we can make them. We can make them, and we can do it. And we need a blue beam. Where are we going to get the blue beam from? And the yellow beam? Do we even have a yellow beam? Yeah, we got a yellow beam over here, and we got a blue beam over here. Do I want to make it in here? It's not actually a bad idea, is it? The problem is going to be space. The problem is going to be space. The disassembler is what we've got over here. Let's copy. Let's copy and paste a rough setup to this area. This feels like a huge mistake to be cramming more stuff into this area, but it's okay. You know, it's fine. We're going to go with it. We can always deal with the actions of our consequences later. It's totally fine. We have 5 outputs. What? 5 outputs? I mean, I realize that these are only chance-based outputs, but that's still kind of problematic. Right, first thing. What is it? Cortical stack. I have absolutely no idea what that is. Then we're going to get a logic pool. Again, no idea what that is. And then we get junk. I actually understand that one. I know what junk is. And then I guess if we just leave this as any item. And actually, tell you what. I mean, I could. No, what I need to do actually, yeah, is I need to just get this. We need to block off output there, output there. And what were the two? Xenonite and neutronium. So we'll do you xenonite and you neutronium. And then we go up to basically the same level. God, this is good. This is good. This feels juicy. So that's perfect. And then all of the other things are there. So that actually works quite well. Right. So all I need to do is sort out a station over here, which I am very amenable to. We just do something like this. Something like this. Yep. And can I bring this around? I absolutely can. And squeeze that back in there. That works like an absolute dream. And you know what? This belt doesn't even need to be here. So that's a fantastic reason to remove it. I mean, I did say that I would keep this set up. I'm not wedded to that idea, gotta be honest. But I can certainly remove the belt down to it without feeling any guilt whatsoever. Now, I think I might have the space needed to warehouse these things here. Gonna need to be bit more space astute than I normally would be, but that's fine. We'll just get a belt loader, and it'll be nope, wrong red looking candle shaped thing. AI candle, weapon, and fraudulent oil. I still can't say it right. Let's also set this up to import, so we'll do the exact same AI candle. I mean, this is the question, right? The question now is, can we supply the resources? Can we supply the resources in large enough quantities? The weapons coming through first, because they are, of course, made very, very close by. Literally just over here. Can we supply all of the resources in large enough quantities? I do not know. Right, then we'll go here, first input, secondary input, and thirdly input. Good. Nice. So that is that. I don't think that we should have any issues supplying these things. That can get deleted because we don't need it anymore. How are we doing candle production-wise? Candle production-wise is over here. We are out of organic plates yet again. And it's bio-waste this time that is causing us the issue. Why is bio-waste causing us the issue? Because the fraudulent oil is... Yeah. The problem is that we're out of sync. And if we're out of sync, then there is a huge issue basically everywhere. I don't think that there's a way that I can... I don't think there's a way that I can deal with this. Yeah, I don't think there is. I think we just kind of have to lump it at the moment. Yep. Fraudulent oil, drop the car. So if I just drop the car, then it should sort things out, I think. Either way. Yeah, once we get going, it should be okay. You drop you. Yeah, the problem is that if there is one production issue, then there will be other production issues. Bio-waste, that's a very important delivery. It's a problem that... It is a bit of an issue that it takes a long time to get all the way around this big loop here. I could maybe get a little loop bypass system here. Wouldn't be the craziest idea in the world. Also, this game is ridiculously stable. I'm just saying that just as a sort of point of note. I mean, I haven't had any issues, and I've been playing for, what, 2 and a bit hours at this point? And already I feel like I've got a pretty significant sized factory. Yeah, I need to just keep an eye on these funky little arrangements. Ooh, yep, this is all looking good. Did I set this at 0%? Yeah, that's at 0%. That's at 0%. Maybe I should set that to... Maybe I should set that to 50%, or 75%, in fact. Would that make a difference? No, it wouldn't make a difference. And in fact, that's not really something that I want to do. We want to drop this car. Yep. And then unload more bio-waste. In fact, you know what? Just unload the entire... Yeah, unload the entire warehouse worth of resource. And that will hopefully get everybody back on the same page. Because we do need a lot of these organic circuits. Because if we don't have them, then we will have issues. Right, how's this all looking? AI candles. That is the $1 million problem right now for us. I'm gonna just delete this and reset it. Yep. We're gonna have a nice clean slate here. Nice clean slate. Drop the car. Clean slate. We're not gonna have any issues. I'm content. Shouldn't have any problems. This is all integrated fine, although we're not producing anything now. Why not? What's the issue? It's the dirt. It's the dirt. Of course, it's the dirt. Is there excavation site over there? Yep. You know what? I'm just gonna build. Oh, that's an excavation site. There's a pit over here. Build a pit there, and just build a big old belt. All the way over there. I can't believe that worked. Wow. That was very lucky, wasn't it? Okay. So yeah, there were issues here. There were definitely issues in this setup, but now it is resolved. I am producing the candles that we need. We're getting everything coming through in decent enough quantities. We're dropping all of the resources that we don't want to see. We're building a plentiful... oh, yeah. We need 2. We need 2 belts. Whoops. We need 2 belts of dirt output, because we've got 2 belts of dirt input. Stands to reason that that is what we should do, and so that is what we shall do. Right. So, that will give us way more production. We've still got extra ice coming through now, so that's great. Is it enough? Yeah, I mean, it's enough. It doesn't look like it's working very effectively, but you know what? At least it's something. At least it's something. We got a decent amount of resources going into the warehouse. They're all getting loaded into the monorail tower. I'm gonna just cheat. It's not cheating. It's just gaming. But it's not good policy, to be honest, is it? Yeah, it means that some more of our machines will be working, and these are actually the machines that will be using the secondary belt. So hopefully, with any luck, we can produce just a few more of these resources. So that's good. But either way, it's all coming together now. We've not had our first load of resource AI candle coming up here, but that will no doubt happen at some point. So that's good. We've got the oil. We do not have the beams. Yes, I've not sorted the beams yet, have I? And in fact, I haven't yet sorted the outputs either. So let's do... Oh, there's our first load of AI candles. Did know that they would be coming along soon. I had confidence. Delete that. Copy. Paste. There we go. There we go. How many can I reasonably support? I mean, if this is anything like the process down south that gives us the spice melange and a whole bunch of other things down here, we can actually support quite a lot of disassemblers. Well, because they take 4 seconds apiece. So I'd rather have too many than not enough, right? So that in there, and a blue beam. It's a simple split. Yeah, it's a simple split. Let's split it right there. Boom. Immediately starts working. Does, unfortunately, destroy the rest of my setup, but that's better. That's better. We just split in the wrong direction. So that's fine. That is, in fact, really, really good. There is a slight output issue that I still need to deal with, and that is, what am I going to do with my xenonite sheets, and what am I going to do with my, what are the other called? Neutronian plates. But that's fine. So, we want to buffer somewhere here. I don't even know where I want to buffer, to be honest. I mean, do I just buffer... Do I buffer in amongst the... I think I buffer here. I do not like this. I do not like this at all. We're going to do it anyway. What the heck? Right. Good. Good. Nice. What I'm really after... Oh, that works. I just drag it straight across. That's really cool. What I'm really after is the logic plates anyway. So, to the left, we're going to have neutronium plates, and then the other stuff, we're going to have to go to the front. And that will be a split. It's good enough for me. Great. So, logic pools. That's what we are after. What was the next piece of the jigsaw puzzle? It is the proto-molecule. For God's sake. For God's sake. So I got neutronium plates. I got logic pools. I got AI candles. Proto-molecule cluster. Flippin' proto-molecule cluster. What the heck is a proto-molecule cluster? I have absolutely no idea. A posiostronic brain video game. You're forcing me to say things that I just do not understand. Proto-molecule cluster. I feel like I've found this before, but I've just lost it. Also, proto-molecule replication. That's interesting. So this is a 40% chance. AI candle, bio-waste, xenonite sheet. We have all of these. We absolutely have all of these. Okay. I can't believe it. We're moving. We're moving in the right direction. And I've got all of this modularized setup, so that is good. We've got this. We can make this happen. The question is, where do we want to make it happen? I mean, to be fair, we could do it anywhere. What are the beam colors? Red and blue. That will be... I mean, red and blue we could split from this. So we could actually build it down here. That's not the craziest idea in the world. Because I've got them. We've also got red over here. Blue over here. That's coming from a new emitter. I say a new emitter. Relatively new emitter. I think I like the idea of putting it down in this vicinity. Means that we're going to get to extend our monorail setup, which I am actually ludicrously excited to do, to be honest. Yeah, let's keep bringing it down. I mean, I've got the space, right? I don't know why I'm sort of trying to build in a super condensed area when we can build, you know, super inefficient transport networks all across the map. Very happy to do that. I mean, over the moon, in fact. Over the moon. Nice. Good. So down here, we will do importation. And let me do a quick little copy paste. This copy and paste. We will obviously do the buffering as well, but that's fine. Just need to make sure that I've got all the things sorted. Stuff like Xenonite sheets, I don't think we've actually integrated them to the system yet. I've got them being produced in a couple of different locations, but here and here, but we haven't actually set that up as a sort of distribution point. And in fact, I could very easily just get this set up as an export item facility. Yep. And set this one up, I guess, here. Set that up there. I don't think there's a limit to how many resources we can hold. I mean, well, obviously there is a limit. We can get 300 junk, 600 of those things, but that's fine. Yeah, we'll leave that. We'll leave that there. We'll just punt these into random pylons. Doesn't really matter. Maybe it will matter when I have a super overloaded network and everything is falling apart. But for now, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. Totally fine. AI candle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 4 warehouses. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll get the belt loaders set up accordingly. Okay, and that's good. We should be ordering all of the things that we need, and we should be shipping them all out to the respective depots, just like so. Great, great. No issues whatsoever. Have we got... That's the logic pool, and actually I don't need the logic pool. The logic pool I mistakenly set, but then deleted, so that's fine. We need AI candles to come through. We don't need the logic pool. If I hold on, can I don't think I can get rid of the logic pools there. I think we're just stuck with the logic pools. It's fine though. Xenonite sheets, that is what we need, isn't it? Yep, that is what we need. Okay. Good. Good, good, good. So, why is this not working? It should be. Might not be working fast enough, but it is at least working. So that's good. That is good. How's this looking? This is looking fine. Finally, we're out of this stupid oil stuff. What's the issue here? The issue is the outputs. Oh, of course the issue is the outputs. Yeah, simplifying to belts is just... That's a mug's game. This is a much better setup. Do I care? No. I think I'm actually just going to leave it as is for now. I mean, the oil, the fraudulent oil, fraudulent oil... it's fine. We can just sort of like leave it to chill for a little bit. How many spice melange packets do I have? 128. That's fine. I also need to integrate this entire setup to my network, so I'm going to do that real quick. That's a bad place to put that potato if you're going to eventually expand this. That, however, is a less bad place. Good, and come down here, actually just go straight, and I think I want to go down here, so that we can integrate right into this point here, so that if there are resources that need to be dispatched, we can just dispatch them quite quickly and easily. So you need to go into there. That was... whatever. That needs to go into there. That needs to go into there. That needs to go into there. Great. And that needs to go into there. Cool. So, spice melange. I probably should just get that delivered to... You know what? Yeah, let's turn this into an importation terminal. Get rid of that. Import spice melange. Great. And export into the center here. Are you going to have an issue with that? No, the hub will take it. Oh, look at this. I didn't even realize. Recipe speed is something that we can get. And the Xenonite sheets, Neutronian speed, the monorail speed, that's all easy stuff for us to get now. Okay, well, let's maybe change that later then, once I've got the useful stuff out of the way first. This is looking great. This is looking great. Loads of bio waste coming in now. Not enough of the oil stuff, the fraudulent oil. It's fine, whatever. Anyway, how are we doing over here? We've actually got enough resources to start working on a setup. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy... I mean, it's a chemical plant. It's similar. It's slightly smaller than this, but it does require 4 inputs, and it has 4 outputs. That is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, let's copy the outputs. Let's copy the outputs here. Good. And this is actually going to be too large, isn't it? Yeah, this is going to be too large. Well, I did say that this is what we could do. And this is, in fact, exactly what we will do. But we will condense everything into a slightly smaller setup. Of course, the output situation hasn't been rectified yet, but that's okay. We'll go back up here and we'll just copy this setup as well. And then this will be our input setup. Yep. We'll build that there. That's fine. And from there, what I need to do is check. Yeah, I need to do that. I need to do this. You know, I can do it. I can do it slightly closer, just in case. I mean, if I'd have condensed this from the very start, then we probably would have saved a little bit of time, but we wouldn't have had so much fun. That's what I'm gonna say. Right, that's 4 inputs. That's 4 outputs. The outputs are sludge. Fine. Sludge. Protomolecule. Finally. At long last. Protomolecule cluster. That's the one. I'm also going to need to get the protomolecule replication process, because I suspect I'll need more than I've currently got. 35% chance to get organic circuits. Nice. I doubt it'll ever happen, but... well, it will 35% of the time. And a Skrith wire. What the heck is a Skrith wire? No idea. But we'll get it nonetheless. So that is everything. A lot of these are chance-based. With the exception of the sludge, which we get 100% of the time. Everything else is chance-based. But that is fine. That is fine. This is good. I mean, what can I say? It's good. This is not working, so I don't know why I thought that would work. There we go. Make sure this is all built out here, so it can all line up quite nicely. And then we just copy and then paste over the... I mean, I did say I wanted to make this vertical, didn't I? Yeah, let's make this vertical. Cut and paste, paste, paste. Oops. There we go. Paste, paste, paste. Now, this isn't even the replication process. I don't even want to think about the replication process at this moment in time. We're just going to be doing a very simple setup. Nothing complicated here. There we go. Nice bit of space between all the different belts so that we can visually see what's happening, visually distinguish what's going on. And there we go. That is the ingredient component of what we need. Now we want to separate the beams here. What was the beam that we needed? Red and blue. That's literally just magenta. That's so easy. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's, instead of doing that here, reflect the magenta there. Reflect the magenta down again. Split, like, here. And then just beam the 2 beams down. Oops. Beam the 2 beams down. And that'll be good enough. That'll be good enough. It does take 6 seconds in order to build all of these things. And it's so inconsistent, the numbers that we're going to get from everything. But at least, that's the protomolecule cluster. Great. So, after the protomolecule cluster, what is it? It's protomolecule cluster, plus neutronium plate, plus logic pool, AI candle, cyan, and magenta. Cyan and magenta are here. It's what's good. It's what's good. And in fact, we can build it right here if we want to. Is that what I want to do? Maybe. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I know I haven't set up the storage situation for this either. Because, and there is a massive because, along this whole sort of situation is because I basically think that I need to get, not AGI training, I need to get the replication, the protomolecule replication, because that gives me guaranteed protomolecule cluster, canister, AI candle. I just don't want to, though. I just don't want to. Asimov's formula? That's cool. Something completely different. I'm assuming that's a reference to Monty Python. And now for something completely different. There you go. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's just go straight to the computer here. 4 inputs. Cyan, magenta. Yeah, let's do that. Have I got the melange, by the way? I haven't. Because the car will want to go only when it has 600. I'm going to say, well, first of all, it needs to be set as an export. That needs to be set as an export, and that needs to be set as an export. Have I messed that up anywhere else? No, that's all set as export too. So that's fine. Is that spice melange? Nope. But that's okay. We'll send that car now. Beautiful. So that will at least get that component out of the way. This is not a computer. But I do need 4 components. I mean, this is basically... I mean, this setup right here is basically as good as it gets, right? It's basically as good as it gets. We have the inputs here. We have the outputs here. Obviously, this is not the right type of machine. We need to get this machine here. Yep. Copy, paste you. And you're, of course, a little bit smaller, so we're going to be fitting it into a smaller footprint. But I actually don't think it will make that much of a difference. No, it won't. How many outputs do we have? We've got only a single output. That actually saves my bacon entirely, because it means that I just can delete all of that and then only worry about a complex input system. And then, yeah, just space everything out, because I cannot be bothered changing the belts in order to make it all sort of overlap perfectly. It's fine. Right. We'll keep space over there, but what I think I want to do is actually just warehouse the resources over here, to be honest with you. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will get this set up. AI candle, protomolecule, neutronium plate, logic pool. That'll give us the AI candle. I also need to set this up as an output system, which I will do right now. Here we go. That was a little bit of a weird placement there, but it's fine. Come out this way. And back up and around. Do I like this at all? I think the answer to that is no, because it's going to take my, excuse me, that not work? It's going to take my trains a little bit of time to get, it's going to take my trains a little bit of time to get around to here. Is that a bad thing? Yeah, it's probably a bad thing. I don't really care though, it's fine. We'll just roll with it. Right, I'll get this set up for inputs, I'll get this set up for outputs. And I'll get this set up for outputs, get this set up for inputs, and then I'll see where that leaves us. Right, that is it all set up. Am I content with this? I mean, yeah, I'm okay with this. Doesn't really look the greatest, but I mean, I kind of want to keep this space free for any sort of further expansion. So hence why I'm putting the warehousing on the other side of the track. And it's not a super complicated setup here. Go, delete that there, nice. Yeah, just bring it round, bring it down, and in, and then you can just go up, down, and in like so. Cool. All right, so we are waiting for something. We're waiting for AI candles. We've got the logic pools because it's the only place that we're delivering logic pools. Same with neutronium plates. Protomolecules, I think the protomolecules are, yep, they're being produced, which is fantastic. That's really, really good. They're just not being produced in large enough quantities for us to really be happy with. And to be brutally honest, I should probably double pretty much immediately the number of resources that we have coming through here. Yeah, I'm actually going to do this. This Yeah, delete that. Copy and paste this. Basically, yeah, basically 1-to-1. Does that mess up my vibe here? Yeah, it kind of does, to be honest, doesn't it? Kind of does. You know what? It does mess up my vibe, and I've already built these warehouses, and I've already connected them all up, so I am gonna make a horrifically ugly setup just to make sure that it all sort of fits together in a reasonably decent way. Go. Nice. It will actually work. I can't believe it. Nice. And you know what? These extra organic circuits, that's quite a nice little bonus, to be honest with you. In fact, it's a really nice bonus. It's not something that I was anticipating seeing, so therefore, I'm very, very happy that it's here. It's free real estate, as the meme suggests. Right. Not dealt with the output here, but the output for this, blessedly simple. Just gonna bring it all down to a central point, like there, good enough, and then bring it all up to a central point, it's good enough. Bring this down to a terminal, set that to export. It will be the export of something that doesn't actually exist yet, but that's fine. These terminals are set to export. This terminal is set to import. We've got the Neutronian. You're going to do proto-molecule. You're going to do AI candles. AI candle production. AI candle production is over here. What's the issue? The issue is organics. Is it an issue with actual production? Could be an issue with actual production. And it's the fraudulent oil now. I cannot believe it. We've got too much bio-waste in the system. Too much bio-waste in the system. Monorail's coming through. Great. Toot toot. Drop the bio-waste car. Yep. I do need to rework this area. This is not good enough. I mean, we are just wasting so much time and effort on this area. I think I'm just gonna... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna basically just pray that we've got enough space in here. Actually, that's fine. We can just redo that. And you know what? Actually, we can move you up, and we can move you up as well. So that's great. That's really good. Delete all of that. Oh, no. That's not what I meant to do. I don't know what the heck happened there, but the wrong thing was deleted. So that's okay. Paste. Yep, I still have that in my paste. And we go here. And we want to select the outputs. So you're going to do sludge. Is it sludge? Yeah, it's sludge. And you can do fraudulent. Say it wrong every time. Every time. And then paste. Oh, this is so good. It's so responsive. Feels so flexible. There might be an issue with capacity on this route here, but I think, given the fact that we're adding an extra belt, and it's at a 1-to-1 ratio, I'm just going to hope that there's no issue. Yep. We'll do that. There we go. Nice. And then we do need to increase our... I mean, this system was doomed from the start, wasn't it? Pretty much. We can keep the 2 of these belts. There we go. Somehow we've got some rogue sludge chilling here. Not sure why that's the case, but it's alright. And just drag you down. And pretty simple. Straight in. Yeah. Need to diagnose where we got this sludge from, but I think... Yeah. I think if it doesn't reoccur, I'm going to just chalk it up to some initial issue. Yeah, we got a little bit of sludge here. Send the car now. Send the sludge car. Get the sludge car out of there so that I can see if there are any issues. Yep. Here and here. Good. So, how does that look? It looks like there is only... Oh, no. It looks like there is only... I pasted the old recipe, didn't I? I pasted the old flipping recipe. That's why sludge is going onto the... That's why sludge is going onto that line. No, 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 no. I deleted some random belts. So if you hover delete, even though you've selected something, it actually deletes what your mouse cursor is hovering over. Just something to note if you're going to play this game for yourself. Right. Should have spotted this earlier. Doesn't really matter. Could copy and paste in larger quantities to do this in one big group, but it's fine. There we go. Look at that. So there's a little bit of a backlog, but once that backlog is cleared, that should definitely give us one full belt of everything. Every single component should be coming through in large enough quantities. I am absolutely praying. Absolutely flippin' praying that it's going to work. So, after we do that, we have a little look. Spice melange. It's looking fine. How are we doing over here? We've got proto-molecules. It's not many proto-molecules, but it's at least something. And then we are just waiting for the AI candles of all things. The AI candles of all things, which will require... it's over here, isn't it? Yeah, AI candles, which will require the organic circuits. And the organic circuits, which we are occasionally making... You know what? Send them off. Send the car now. Wait, what? Can we not... Can we not send the car? Oh, there's a backlog. There's a backlog. Yep. Just drop this car. Drop the car. That's what I'm looking for. Drop the car. Drop the car. That's good. Bio-waste can get through. And here comes the organics, which is amazing. Very nice. Okay, I do realize I can still get some upgrades. I might get some upgrades. Might deal with that. But for now, we just need AI candles. We need everything just to work. We just need it all to work. This is looking good. Machine components. Cleaned machine components. That's looking great. It's all looking good. Organics. We're now doing organics to a decent degree. The bio-waste warehouse isn't overflowing. The oil warehouse isn't overflowing. It's good. It's all coming together. What's the issue here? It's the AI candles, which we have yet to order. Is there any issues with production over here? Nope. There's no issues with production. There's no issue with the output belts. There's no issues with anything. It's all working flawlessly. We've got a full belt of organic circuits coming down here. If occasionally we need a few more organic circuits, that's fine. We can afford that. We can afford for that to happen. I'm loving this. This is looking good. This is looking amazing. Oh. It's coming together. I can't believe it. It's actually coming together in such a nice, satisfying way. Beautiful. Almost 3,000 AI candles over there. Which is alright. But it'd be really nice if we had just a few over here. Now, what I think I can do is I can increase this to a higher priority. So if I do that, then that means that the next load of AI candles should be delivered over here. It might cause some issues with production somewhere else. Because, I mean, some of these components need AI candles in order to be built, right? Yeah, like here, for example. Yeah, so the proto-molecule can't actually be built without the AI candle being over here. So, realistically, this should be a higher priority, right? We should absolutely bump this. But because I want to get this done, I mean, screw it, who cares? Right, let's also set the import of AGI candles to here, which is good. And then, look at this, it's all coming through now. It's all coming through, it's all happening. We need what? We need 100 of these things. And do I have the space to get more? I do have the space to get more. I absolutely flippin' do have the space to get more. So I'm going to do it. Nice. And we'll punt it all in there. I mean, look, it might be too much. We might be over capacity. We might not have enough resources of some of the harder to produce stuff. For example, yeah, those things, the proto-molecules. Send the car now, because we'll use it for something. Send that now. I don't know where the script wire is going to go. I'm sure it'll be useful at some point in the future. All I need is 100. All I need is 100. Is there enough? The answer to that is, I think, almost certainly no. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Right, drop the priority back down. What does that us up to? That's us up to 51. It's the problem is that we need 5. We need 5 of everything in order to make this all work. 5 proto-molecules it's some ask. That's some ask without the proto-molecule replication. This is working fine. Oh, for goodness sake. Come on. Maybe remove some from the queue. There we go. Remove that. There we go. A few more. Great. That's a bit better. Okay. Well, AGI candles. Should we send off a train just to make me feel bad about how close we are and yet no biscuit? Let's do it. Sure. We'll send one away. Where are you? You're coming with protomolecules. Yes, 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 yes. Now, divide 200 by 5. What is that? About 40. Oh. It might be enough. It might be enough. It might be enough. It could very well be. There's a queue. There's a backlog somewhere. I knew it. 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 Right. Drop car. Great. We still don't have enough. We still don't have enough. I mean, basically, I think for where I am right now, in an ideal world, right? If I wasn't making a YouTube video, basically double everything, right? Double everything, scale everything by 2, make it all bigger. Because, I mean, we basically need double the amount of oil that we're currently pumping out. I mean, we are using literally every last drop of oil. We're using every last drop of thialamide stuff as well. Sludge, we've got plenty of sludge. And at the moment, we have plenty of organic circuits, but not for very long. 42. Oh, we're so darn close. Right, increase the priority of this, which is what I initially poo-pooed the idea of doing. 45. 45 plus 56. Do the maths. It works. It actually works. It actually works. Wow. So that's going to unlock about 1 billion recipes. It's going to unlock a control tower. It's going to unlock a Wi-Fi tower. I think I actually know what a Wi-Fi tower is going to do, but let's see it all arrive first, and then we can see what happens. Control tower, Wi-Fi tower. Look at this journey, by the way. It's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, this is not a very well-designed system. But look, if you're playing, you can almost certainly make a better system than me. There we go. There we go. Nice. Come on, keep it coming. Keep it coming. That's what we like to see. This is looking good. It's definitely looking good. It's definitely looking better. And when everything works, everything works. But the problem is that everything is so spread apart from one another that it's kind of... It's difficult for the trucks or the trains, or the monorails that are moving things around. But I tell you what, I love the emitter system. I really, really rate that. I think it's really good. Right. Here we go. At long last, the 45 AGI candles that I ordered have finally made it to the hub. Well, that took a while to do. I mean, 10 minutes for the first mission. 50 minutes for the second mission. 50 minutes for the third mission. 2 hours for the fourth mission. Right. Look at this. So, here's the thing. Control panel. Let's get it built. I want to build it. Ooh. Okay. A LAN. Oh, look at this. What I'm really interested in, though, is the Wi-Fi tower, which apparently crashes the game. Basically, what I think the Wi-Fi tower does, is that it allows you to transmit your beams to different locations around the map. Where does that put me back to? Not very far. Let me... Oh, no, it's... I've got the 45. Okay, you know what? Send them off again. I'm going to try building the Wi-Fi tower one more time. I'll catch up with you once the train has arrived, you know, after this ridiculously long journey. Right, it's coming in now for a second time. Great. Let's pretend that it's even more than what we got initially. Right, I've saved the game, so hopefully we should be good. There's obviously a whole bunch of additional recipes. Munitions cryo fracture? I have no idea. The objective, by the way, believe it or not, I haven't talked about the objective this entire time. It's to build a monolith. Or build a bigger monolith. Yeah, monolith etching? We're not actually a million miles away from it. ASI candle and the sonic screwdriver. How the heck do I make them? Sonic screwdriver, junk, fraudulent oil, AI candle. Why is that so easy? Why is that so easy? And what about the ASI candle? Is that the complicated bit? I bet it is. ASI candle, AGI candle. We need crypto coin. We need knife missile. We need Sciotronic brain, and we have the ancient database. We have one. We have one of those components. So that's why the sonic screwdriver is so darned easy. It's because the other thing is nigh on impossible. But that being said, after we get done with that, we complete the 0-point module, Genesis Drive. Then we have to build the monolith, and then apparently that's how you win. There are a bunch of upgrades that I could sort of pursue here, but I'm not really going to. Anyway, the Wi-Fi tower, apparently, if I build it, hopefully don't crash the game. It does crash the game. Anyway, I think it allows you to transmit your signals, your beams from place to place. If that is the case, that is very, very cool. Obviously, can't experiment with it because it doesn't seem to, you know, want to work for whatever reason. And then the other thing was, you know, allows the ability to script or to code some of the components, which again, I'm not going to go through the whole rigmarole of getting again. You're just going to have to take my word for it, or you're going to have to check out the playtest if indeed you are interested. Anyway, middenmoon, ladies and gents. Wowzers. What an unexpected diamond in the rough. I mean, also, it's a game about finding diamonds in the rough. That's, these beams are going into space here. Game about finding diamonds in the rough, about exploring a garbage planet. I'm definitely going to be following this one throughout development. Can't wait to see more. Very, very cool game indeed. Thank you very much for watching, folks. I've been Orbital Potato. I'll catch you next time. Bye.